Hey, hello, this is Mingra666 from the Speedrun community, and today I'm going to show the process of how I verified runs in the leaderboard that I supermod, that is the category extensions of Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2, the GBA remake of Super Mario World. So I just received an email that I have a run waiting for me, and I'm going to show a, a little resume of how I verify the run to see if the run is good or not. Okay, so as you can see here, I have one run waiting for me. Okay, so this player is claiming the second place in the World 2 Mario, 9 minutes 13 seconds and 240 milliseconds. So nothing bad to this moment. The run looks pretty clean, pretty nice. So here is the video. So there's one thing that I do that I'm going to do off camera first, and it's watching the video. I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna look all the video. This run is relatively short, so I'll be back in a second until I see the video. So that's the very first thing that I do. I need to watch the video. So I'm gonna stop the recording right now. I'm going to watch the video, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I just finished watching the video, and I divide the process of verification in into like a little test that the runs need to accomplish, they need to beat. So the first test is already done, and the first test is the hardware or software that the player is using. So in this case, we have an emulator speedrun, and I don't know if you can read like here, but he's using OpenEMU, and this emulator is allowed. So I have nothing to complain against this speedrun. So this is completely fine. The second is the audio. It's not mandatory yet. It may be mandatory in someday in the future, but right now the audio is not mandatory. But I use the audio to listen if the music is a little bit speed up or something, just to see if there is like some speed manipulation. And in the case of this video, the audio is not so clear, but you can hear the music of the game. And another thing that I pay attention is the timer at the end of the levels. There are very specific things that you can do to optimize your final time in every level. And sometimes, for example, in Yoshi Island 2, it is possible to get a 361 in the timer at the end, but it is almost it's not impossible to do for humans, but there is a very specific setup that you need to follow. So if I ever see a 361 without any setup, well, that's a red flag. So perhaps the run is not legit. But in the case of this player on this specific run right here, this player plays the run in its entirety, and he plays very well. He plays very well, I'd say. So yeah, the first test, the how legit is the run, is checked. This run is perfectly fine. So now I need to check the timer. The first thing that I'm going to do is download the video. So sometimes I cannot download the videos, but sometimes I can. And well, this in particular, I can download the video. So I'll be back in a second when I download this video. Okay, so I just download the maximum quality I can find of the video, and I have it right here in my desktop. So the next thing that I need to do is counting the frames. So for that, I use an online tool by Somewes, who's a super amazing speedrunner, and I have it right here. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So this little tool helps you to count the frames on a video. So the first thing that I'm going to do is checking the video frame rate and the console frame rate. So for the console frame rate, um, it is really low, but I use the Game Boy Advance because I mean the Wikipedia article of the Game Boy Advance in the technical specifications. Here is the frame rate. So I time the runs using the frame rate that comes into the GBA advance. So I just copy and paste the frame rate. Now I just check the properties, and in details, here is the frame rate. So it's 59.82 frames per second. So I'm going to use this frame rate. Oops, here. So that's the video frame rate and the console frame rate. Now I'm just gonna open video, and I'm going to open the video right here. So in order to check the the actual timer, the actual time of the run, I follow the rules of the category. So if you see the rules, the time begins after selecting a new empty file. So there's one thing that happens when you select a new empty file. When you select the file, the screen starts to fade to black. So what I do is I just look for the frame when the look closer. Actually, I'm gonna rewind 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, the video has certain light, so it's very bright. When the player chooses the file, the screen is going to it will fade to black. Okay, so I just slowly watch frame by frame. So you can see in the current video time, the current frame. Let me just do this. It's the 1506, and every click that I do is gonna advance 1 frame. See? So you just need to go like slowly looking at the frame. Okay, see now, and at this point the run has started, so I just go back a little bit. Go next frame, next frame. I don't know if you are going to see the change of light. Okay, see, the light changed. If I go back 1 frame, see, it's changing. So in this frame, the run has already begun. In this frame, we don't know, I need to see the previous frame. See, there's no change in light. Okay, this is in this frame, the run has already begun. So this is the starting frame. So in order to select this as the starting point, you have this set start frame with this key. So I'm just gonna press that key, and you see the start frame is now 1513. Now I just need to find the final frame. So time ends on Morton whistle. When Morton's whistle plays, which is the music of the game that when you finish a castle, the screen also begins to fade to black. So I'm looking for the brightness change at the end of the run. So I'll just go looking for the end of the run. Okay, so I'm just gonna start slowly looking for a change on the light. See, at this point, the timer of the player already stopped, but this is just his tool, and I'm going to use another tool, which is this one right here, to time his run. So just because his time stopped doesn't mean that he's right. Sometimes it is, but well, at this point, I think he's right. See the light changing? If I go back to frames, it is brighter. If I advance to frames, it is less brighter. See, if I go back to frames, there's no change. No change. Change in light. previous frame. See, this is the moment. Okay, this is the frame right here. This is the last frame, so I just use the key to select the end frame, and now we have the console time. So this run is 9 minutes, 13 seconds, and 263 milliseconds, which is slightly off the time he claims to be. So now I just need to edit the run. So I'll just go back to the run of the player right here. And I edit the run. And it's, where is it? Right here. So I have 263 and I just 263. And congratulations, Julian, your run has been verified. That's the process of how I do verify. I hope this helps you understand the process of verifying a run. And thank you all for watching. See you. Bye bye. Look at the stop.